morning, the Red Dragons, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing for 30 seconds of silence. Please be seated.
Today is the last day of March, and on April 2nd, there's SBAC testing for 5th and 8th graders.
The lunch is a hot dog with oven-baked fries.
Thanks for stopping by. This is 2 Minute Classroom, and today I'm going to give you my top 3 last-minute study tips. These are tips I've used and found great success with. So whether you're here because you didn't study but still want a good grade, or just want some last-minute study tips to refresh what you've already learned, pay attention for the next few minutes, because at least one of these tips will be new and very beneficial. You can also find all this information and some helpful links in the video description below. Now, let's get into it. Tip number 1 is to cram. This may go against a lot of what you've heard, and that's because cramming is not an effective study method for long-term retention. However, it can be very effective for tests and exams. And this is how to make it effective. First, in the minutes before the test, you should be reading through all the most important material for the exam, writing it down, and repeating it over and over in your head. This is the cramming portion. This step is a little easier if you've done some cramming the night before as well. At some point while you're cramming, the teacher will indicate that the test is about to start and you should put everything away. Do so, but continue to repeat the information in your head. Then, as soon as the teacher says begin, you furiously begin writing down everything you've been repeating in your head. Write it on the test itself or on some scratch paper. And this may be things like equations, specific dates, definitions, whatever. Write it all down before you even look at the test. Now you can start the test. And this leads us to tip number 2. Answer the easy questions first. Go through the whole test and answer the easy questions first. This is highly beneficial for 2 reasons. First, it builds your confidence by giving you several small wins right off the bat, and this confidence will carry through the test. Second, it gives you a preview of everything on the test, so your brain can start working on some of the harder problems. And this legitimately works. You know a lot more than you think you do, and if you give your brain a head start, it can find a lot of the answers you need. Tip number 3 is to review. This was always the hardest part for me. Once I finished a test, I wanted nothing more than to turn it in and be done with it. However, every time I went back through, I always found questions I had answered incorrectly, and it's usually little mistakes that are easy to fix. These are just free points waiting to be found. One way to make the review process easier is to review each page once you have finished it. This allows you to review in much smaller chunks, so it won't be so overwhelming at the end. During your review, you also want to make sure you've answered every question. This is like tip 3.5. Answer every question, even if you have no idea. As Wayne Gretzky said, you miss 100% of the questions you don't answer.
Arts Integration Night is on Wednesday, and the PTSO truck will be in the front parking lot on Thursday.
Here are the house points.
House party.
This Friday is the house party and makeup SBAC testing.
Thank you, Dragons, and have a nice day.